Okay, this video is going along with Chapter 21, Section 2, dealing with mean, median, mode, and range. Basically, the best way to remember mean is it's the average. Determine mean by adding them all up, dividing by how many you have. Median is the middle, just like the median is the middle of the freeway between the two different sets of lanes. It's a good way to remember the median. Mode is most often, how often it occurs, okay? And then range is highest, subtract the lowest. So let's take a look at how to do a few of these. Number 2, simply when we're doing these, we're looking for the average, we simply add up all of these numbers. So in this particular case, we're adding 4, 6, 1, 8, 9, and so on. So we can either do it on our calculator or do it in our head. So if we're going across here, it looks like we're going to get 76. And we're going to divide by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Okay? So 76 divided by 13, and we would get 5.8 as an average, or a mean. So again, it's pretty straightforward. Just simply taking the numbers, it could be any set of numbers, and we add them up. So on this particular example then, we have 0.87. We're going to add 0.32 plus 1.43 plus 2.3 plus 5.4 plus 5 plus 0.5 equals. So we'd have a total of 14.7, 0.07 there. We're going to divide by 2, 4, 6, 7. All right? And when we do that, and they want you to round to the nearest tenth. So 03 is actually going to round down. So it's just going to be punching the wrong number. 2.01, still rounding to the nearest tenth, so we're going to get 2 as an answer. Okay? So that's mean. Add them up, divide by how many you have. Very straightforward. Okay, median is the number in the middle. And the little caveat, hopefully you read, is that you have to do something to the set of numbers first. You have to put them in order from smallest to biggest. Okay? So when we do that, we have to rewrite it. So this is the smallest number. And I like to just mark them out as I find them and rewrite them. Okay, so the first step is to take the information, rewrite it, smallest to biggest. Then we have to find the middle number. Well, there's an even number of values here. So that means that our middle is right there and we don't have something in the middle. So we have to average the two middle numbers. So we would take then 2.5 and add it to the 3.25, and then we're going to divide by 2. So add them up and divide by how many you have. So our median then for this particular one is 2.875, and there is no that, but that's the median for this set of numbers. Okay, so that's a little different and confusing because it's not really one of those values. Okay, so let's do it again. Let's do another example. Okay, so as we're going through here, looks like 18, 23, 35, 44, 50, 51, 52, 67. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So again, we're another one of the examples where we have a no true middle value. So we're averaging 44 and 50. So we add that up. We would get 94 divided by 2 then is going to be 47. Now if we had one more number in our set, let's say that we had a 70% up here. So now our middle is right here because we would have 4 on that side and 4 on that side. And so here's our middle. So then our answer would be 50 then, because that would be the median of our set. So if it's an odd number, you're going to get one of the numbers as a value. If it's an even number, you're going to have to average them. Okay, so our last one of those big three is modes. You have mean, median, and mode. So mode means that it occurs most often in the set of numbers. So as you're going through here, you're looking for things that occur more than once. So that's a caveat. It has to occur more than once and more than any of the others. So there's kind of those two little caveats. So notice there's a 21 here and a 21 there. So I've got two of those. And that's the only, here's two 76s. Okay. And there's another 21. So as we're looking there, that's all. So we have three 21s. We got three of those. We've got two 76s. So 21 occurs more than 76. So this is the mode. So it meets our criteria. It's more than anything else, and it's more than once. Okay. So let's look at 12. I have this set of numbers. None of them repeat. So I would have no mode, because no number occurs more than once, and no number occurs more than any of the others. I threw in an extra example here just to kind of make that point clear. I have two 8s, and two 8s, I have two 10s, and I have two 12s. Okay? But I do not have any number that occurs more than any other. But they do occur more than once, so they kind of meet half of that, but they don't occur more than any of the others. So this would also be a no mode, okay? Because there's no true one that's more than any others. Now, if I had some additional values in here, let's say I had a 14 and a 16, I would then have three modes, because they would occur more than once, because here's a couple of singles. Okay, so that can change depending on your data. You can't have three modes. Okay? You can't have more than one. In fact, one of the problems is going to have more than one for an answer. So this would then have three, but in the original set that I used, okay, I just had two of everything. So nobody was more than any of the others. So those are those little caveats there. And last, if not least, range is very straightforward. It's just simply taking the largest number of the set, subtracting the smallest number of the set. So you go through here, there's a 12, there's an 11, so that looks like it's the smallest number. Okay, and it looks like 210 is the biggest number. So we're just simply subtracting 11 from 210. So you would get 199, then is the range. All right. Pretty straightforward. Again, read through the sections. Make sure you have all the little details that you need, and have fun with the homework.